Yak Fisher Boy, Mark Floyd, right here. I'm out on the Jackson Kayak. I'm out on the Jackson Kayak Big Tuna today on Western Lake. This is one of these coastal dune lakes in Grayton Beach, Florida. I'm on my spring break. We got this boat, I believe, a week ago now. This is the first time I used it in the solo position by myself. I've been out offshore with my dad, and I'll get to that later in the review. But first, you know, the basic specs, I believe it's 14 feet 6 inches. I could be wrong on that, 14 feet something. It's about 35.5 inches wide at its widest point. And you know, I love this boat. It's surprisingly a lot faster than people give it credit for. With two people, one person, it's a little bit slow, but it's manageable. I mean, I'm 138 pounds of, you know, I'm not the strongest kid in the world, but you know, it's manageable for me. I mean, I can load it on top of the car, which is a big SUV Infiniti Q56, I think it's called. Anyway, I can load it on top of that thing by myself. And this is an 80-something pound boat, and it's really not that bad if you get a good system of how to load it. And I found the best system real quick, just a side note, is that I put rack pads on my, from Austin Kayak, I believe. I put these roof rack pads on the car, and all I have to do is put a towel on the back to protect the opener, what do you want to call it, the back door. And what we do is I lift the kayak up and just prop it up on the top, then go to the back and push it up, and it's that easy. I mean, I can do it, anyone can do it. I'm 138 pounds, like I said. I'm 15 years old. It's not the most difficult thing in the world, but it takes about 10-15 minutes to get this thing set up on your roof. But anyway, I'm gonna start going over kind of how I've set it up. Still not like perfected this, so I'm still kind of evolving the setup as I go. So first we're gonna start in the back here, and in the back, there we go, in shape. Now with this kayak, the big hatch is in the back. There's a little hole right there where you can put an anchor or a drag chain, and that also comes up right here through that little eyelet. And put that dog leash that Mr. Gregory always talks about on his videos right here, which fits good, but I have not done that yet. Back here in the solo position, two flesh mount rod holders. I use the Yak Gear, I believe it's the Yak Gear rod holder extenders, and I love those because they keep your reels out of the water a little bit better, which you know, take care of your gear. I think that's the best thing to do, because take care of your gear, it'll take care of you. It's comes with a little flag on the back. I don't think you can see that. We're gonna put a rudder on it, I believe, sometime soon. It handles just fine without the rudder. It's really not that bad. The kayak does get blown around pretty bad in the wind. Back here you got a tank well, which in the tandem position, this is where the seat will be. So moving forward, the seat rocks. It is super comfortable. It's got these little things that are movable, and that's how you adjust your seat position. It's got a little pocket right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. A little pocket where you can put your rod butts, what have you. Super comfortable seat. I'm really liking it. I like that they put the curved seat back on there for the new 2013s, I think. That makes it a lot more comfortable. I'm sorry about this wind, by the way, guys. Moving forward a little bit, you've got these little things, inserts right here throughout the boat, and these are for your ram rod holders, kind of like that one I've got with the Tough Ball. Great accessory. They were really smart to put that on there and team up with ram. It's got a cool little emblem. Looks pretty cool. I like it. Right here is in the rear paddle holder, which I'll get to that up there. Moving forward, or here, right here, you've got a rod holder. You got a long rod that goes all the way to the back, like I'll show you on the other side. Here, let me show you on the other side. Now my fly rod right here, I've got my 8-weight, and it goes all the way to the back, hooks in right here, and right there, there's another one, and then up front, it goes right into your your little rod tip protector, and I believe that's a genius feature by Jackson Kayaks, because I can't tell you how many times I've gone through stuff like this and have a rod get all tangled up, get me mad, get me frustrated. So I think that was a great idea by Jackson Kayak. They also up there have the rod stagers. I don't know if you can see that. Rod stagers, another great idea by Jackson Kayaks. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure they were the first company to come out with those that I've seen. Then again, I haven't been around as long as most people, only 15 years. So, but as far as I know, they kind of first started that, and now they're improving it. They made them deeper, and they added these bungee tie downs and stuff, and it's a great feature, and it really makes fishing more enjoyable and more effective also. Now throughout the boat they have these little show you. Sun jammers, by the way. Awesome place to go if you're near Panama City. Really will take care of you. This is where we bought this kayak from. Highly recommend them. Right here we've got bungee tie downs, and if you can see, these go all the way up throughout the boat. And these you can do so much. If you're in, it depends what position you're in. You can put tackle boxes right here. You know, you can bend it over here, and now you've got your traditional paddle holder. You know, they're really versatile. I use it right here to extra strap to hold that rod down. Moving forward a little bit, you've got these tracks for your foot pegs, and they're really smart of Jackson Kayak to divide these up in a very organized manner, because you know, if I want to move this, I can go up and back on this, or I can take it off, and I can move it back here when I'm in the tandem position, which really makes for a comfortable. There's really no person that cannot paddle this kayak. It might be easier for some than others, like I said, but it's all in all a great kayak. Again, here's your these little things to make sure you don't lose them. I keep them in that little hatch up there. Another thing, day hatch up front. Great idea by Jackson Kayaks. You know, toss your phone in there, your GPS, whatever. Put your phone in there, make sure it's kind of waterproof or in a good case. But anyway, these things just kind of screw in right here and protect it, I guess you could say, or just make it look pretty when you're not using these things. Right here we got the tuna tank, which I have gone ahead and drilled holes in. I'm not sure exactly how many I drilled, but I'm still trying to get some bait to try it out. I don't know if you guys can see that, looking at the fact it's all black. But you know, it does a good job of circulating the water, and you know, you can lower it in the lower position. I'm not going to go into all that. I'll show you guys, if you're watching this video, I've already seen kind of the basis of this. It's got a little spot right here for one second, for a little tackle box, or you can, you know, slip your Nalgene in there, which actually is every Jackson Kayak, I believe every Jackson Kayak, I know this one did, come with a water bottle, Nalgene, which I think is pretty cool. You've got another little cup holder right here, a little indent, and that's where I put my flies for the day. This is pretty sturdy right here. One thing, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing is starting up this hatch a little bit, this little joint right here, and this is open a little bit, and I'm not sure how that's going to affect the fishing, but I really think they might want to beef up this hatch. But you know, it works great, and until it fails, you know, I love it. So you know, I don't think it'll fail anytime soon, but I'd like to see them beef it up. Maybe a different hatch design. It works pretty well, looking at the fact that you can open it from every position. Granted, you know, in half. But I don't know. I kind of like to see them beef up this joint right here. But I guess we'll see how they do. I think it's great. It's just definitely not a deal breaker. I love this kayak, and I'm happy we bought this over the Hobie Mirage. The Oasis, I believe. I think it's probably the best bang for the buck in tandem kayaks. Granted, if you're gonna spend money on a kayak, you want to do it right, and I believe this is by far the best tandem fishing kayak on the market right now. I really strongly believe that, and I also think it's a great solo kayak. I'm out here and it's pretty windy, and like I said before, I can control this. Anyone can control it. So I think this is a great boat overall, definitely a great boat overall. If you really have to get just one boat, I definitely consider this one. For fishing especially. If you do a lot of sight fishing, it's super easy to stand up. Let me show you guys real quick what I can do with this. I mean, like, yeah, there's good space for your feet to stand. I mean, I can stand up in the front position, side position. I mean, heck, I could probably walk all the way back there. But, so super stable. Once you get two people in here, stay synchronized. It's pretty tough to flip. I really don't think I could flip this by myself. It really takes some effort. Anyway, going forward, there's the second seat position up there. I have this little portable fish finder, and the suction cup on the side works fantastic on this boat. It's got smooth sides. Side note, paddle, I've got the Slice Carbon. Slice Carbon. I think it's called the Slice Hybrid because it's got nylon paddle, nylon as your blades. Super lightweight paddle. The 240 centimeter length seemed to work really well on this kayak as it is super wide. So even though I'm 5'9", 5'10", if you're gonna get this kayak, go with the 240. On my Trident 11, I use a 230, but 240 is definitely, regardless paddle stroke, 240 or 250 on this kayak seems to work pretty well. 240 also works for my dad, and he's 6'2", so I think that's a good, happy length overall. So that's really almost about it for the basics. Hopefully I'll get to show you guys some catching fish. One more thing up here. We've got the rod tip protector. Another thing they did great in 2013 was put it to where it's got a little indentation, so you can stick your paddle there and you don't have to worry about it. The paddle's not going anywhere. Happy days. You can reel in your fish, you know which side you want to get it in. And sturdy handles, I love that. I love the handles in the front and back. Those are really tough handles. They're not, your usual ones that are gonna fray and toggle and pinch your hands. They're really great handles, and that's something that's overlooked by so many companies. And so that's pretty much the basis of this kayak, guys. And I'll get back to you. There's stand assist handles, stuff like that, some other small things, but that's really the main gist of it. It's got a ton of features. It's an awesome boat, awesome boat, and I highly recommend it. If you've got one boat that if you can only afford one boat, I'd say do it right and get the Jackson Big Tuna. I mean, it's so versatile. Like right now I'm in a lake. Tomorrow I'm going offshore for some amberjacks, some snapper, I can't keep them, snapper or triggerfish. But it's just such a versatile boat. 1 person, 2 person, 3 person. I mean, it's so versatile. I really highly recommend it, guys. Go out there and demo one, see what you think about it. So really the only cons I have are the hatch maybe needs to be a little bit tougher, but until it fails, I'm pretty happy with it. And it gets blown around by the wind a little bit, but I mean, any kayak's really going to do that. But I can manage it. I can put it on a car by myself. So anyone can manage this kayak. The weight, one last thing, by the way, a huge pro is that this kayak, you can see right here, it does not give. It is rock solid and super thick. And I think that comes off of Jackson Kayak's whitewater heritage. Unlike Ocean Kayak, I've got an Ocean Kayak Trident 11. I love that boat. But one thing about it is that the plastic is super thin. You really got to be careful dragging it or rocks. The bottom's pretty tough, but once you get on the deck of the Trident 11, it gives a little bit, and it's super thin polyurethane. And I think Jackson Kayaks does a great job of toughening and beefing up their boats. I think that's partially why this boat's so heavy, is that it's a beast. I mean, this thing will take all the abuse you can throw at it. It is thick. You don't have to worry about safety. This thing is super safe. When you hit a rock, it's just going to bounce off and it's going to be right back at it. You don't have to worry about it giving. Great boat, guys. Go out there, try it out. Now, the speed of the Jackson Kayak's Big Tuna is pretty good, actually. With 1 person, then remember, I'm 138 pounds. With 1 person, it's pretty good. I'm about to show you in a second. 2 people, it moves. It's a little bit faster than my Ocean Kayak Trident 11 with 2 people. With 1 person, I'd call it about the same. Fairly maneuverable, yet it tracks pretty straight and true. The only real negative about the performance is, yeah, it could be a little bit faster, but scratch that because it's so stable. And with 2 people, you can keep a really good clip on this boat. And it's really easy to paddle with 2 people synchronized on this thing because there's a good space between the front and the back seat. Sorry about this wind. Another thing, well, that's really about it. What was I gonna say? It's just pretty quick, so it's a good kayak, and you know, I'm 138 pounds. If it's pretty quick for me, it's gonna be really quick for you. It's pretty quick here. I'll show you a little demo. Let me turn this camera around. Alright, this is just a steady pace right here. Now I'm going to pick it up a little bit. Alright, keep in mind that's heading upwind, and heading downwind you're going to get a little bit different results, but quick tip, guys, I just kind of discovered is the fish grip. It's actually the fish grip junior that I'm using today, but I figured out the fish grip isn't too bad as a brush grabber. I can't remember, but the guy from Kayak Bass Fishing, Mr. Hoover, he would use this brush grip or something like that, and attach himself to brush and the wind. So I've got a little bit of wind today pushing me that way. Okay, I want to fish these lily pads right here. What I figured out is if you get a little fish grip right here, loop around the side handle, I can work my way up the bank and periodically snap myself to these reeds, and when the wind starts blowing, as it is now, I'll stay right here. So that's just a little tip for you, and hope it works if you got one. So take care, guys, and happy fishing.